Good morning and welcome to Something Saturday. So today I received, so let's start at the beginning. I received this card as one of my swaps from the On Stage, and I thought it was really pretty. And the lady who gave it to me, Simone, she's my Stampin' Up upline, and she said, "It's an Inchie card. Have you ever tried them?" And I went, "Ooh, no." And so she explained how it's done, and then she's given us all instructions on how to do it as well. And I just think it's ever so pretty. Anyway, then Lee Allen, one of my downline, sent me this one. She's really amazing at sending me cards. And so she's obviously made an Inchie card as well. Only the thing with these, I don't know if you noticed this, but they are not a full-size card. So a full-size card comes out that far. And I really hate chopping off the ends of cards and making them smaller, because then they don't really fit quite so nicely and snugly into the envelope either. And I'm an A4 girl. So I am calling this Inchie equivalent for those with an A4 brain. See, now this is my Inchie equivalent with an A4 brain. So we've got your normal standard A5 size card folded in half, and rather than doing proper inch squares on it, mine are a little bit more like rectangles. So they're anyway, I thought I will show you how to create this card, because this does my head in having it that much shorter. So I have, oh, this one obviously is retired cardstock, but you know, you've got to think about Christmas in May. Especially when you have Christmas materials sitting there just begging to be used. Okay, so this one, I thought I would start with it's called, wait for it, Perennial Lavender Designer Series paper, which has come from the old catalogue. It was in the mini catalogue just recently, and now it has moved into the annual catalogue. And oh my gosh, this paper is just gorgeous. Just look at this. And how beautiful is it? I don't know whether I've got all the pieces here, but I can show you how gorgeous are these little butterflies on it. Then there's another nice piece like this. And what else have we got in here? Hang on. There's that. Have we done that one yet? Can't remember. Have we done this one yet? So this is the paper that I actually chose to use. And then I've also chosen, I think it's that one as the background. Anyway, I also love this side of this particular paper, which makes it really difficult to choose which side you use. But we are just going to go with it, and now I'm going to end up with lots of little strips here that were made for something else, which conveniently enough worked for this project too. So go us. There we go. Let's pop that away. And I have my little mud map thing of how I'm going to do this. So what I have done first off is I have my base card. So I've chosen a colour for the base card. That way it can look a little bit different, and as you can see with this one, it kind of brightens up the outside. This one, again, I absolutely adore the colours and everything she's used in that. And again, a nice bright card on the inside of this one too. So, yeah, I just thought I'll go with the flow, and I'll pick a brightly coloured base card. So it's not that brightly coloured. It is what's it called, this one? Blackberry Bliss. And then I thought it would look really nice if it had this one as its next layer, and then this one as the final layer that gets the inchies stuck onto it. So we then create scores on this. So in this particular instance, I've cut this one. Oh, actually, I should tell you what I've cut them to, but I will put it in my blog as well. So obviously base card, I've actually done my base card this way. It doesn't really matter. You can do it this way as well. So once you've got your base card, then layer 1, which is this layer here that goes onto here, is just slightly smaller than the top layer of your cardstock, the front of your card. So it's 14.5 by 10 centimeters. Layer 2 is 14 by 9.5. So again, it's just slightly smaller. It's actually just 5 millimeters smaller. And then you also have these little guys. So these I have cut at 3 centimeters by 2.5 centimeters, and you need 12 of them. I think it's 12. Yes, 12 of them. We'll pop those to one side, and now we're going to score. So we're going to score some lines into it. I'm just going with 5 millimeters all the way round to begin with. So 5. Okay, so I've got my 5 millimeters all the way around. Then I'm going to score down the middle. So because it's 14 centimeters, I can now score it at 7 centimeters and know that's the middle. And then I also want to do 2 score lines up on here. So the first one is 3.5 centimeters. And the sixth one, the second one is 6.5 centimeters. Oh my goodness. All right. So there is a reason behind these lines. Now I'm hoping you can sort of see them. Is that you can then use these lines to guide where you're putting your these things. And I'm just wondering, oh, I do have one of these, so I might just use one of these. Okay. So what's going to happen next is you're going to put the 4 corners in, but you kind of want to make sure that you're going to put the right ones into the corners, because you don't really want to stick it down and then go, oh, that wasn't what I meant to do. So you can see this line here, and this is where it's going to, oops, it kind of lines up with that. So the middle line, you don't actually want to line anything up to it, because otherwise they'll be stuck together. So you just want one that's either side of it. And there. And then we've got those ones. And last but not least, that one. So that's how it's going to look. It's just obviously not going to look quite so higgledy-piggledy. Although I wonder what it would look like if you did do it slightly higgledy-piggledy. That could be a really interesting look. Oh, I am so tempted to do it that way now. Oh my goodness, I don't know what to do now. Okay, no, look, I'm going to show you the proper way of doing it so that you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so you want to take it so that it goes right to that corner where I am not managing to get it into the right place at all there. I'm hoping that's it. It's actually quite difficult to see it from the angle I'm on. Oopsie. Okay. There we go. All right. Then we'll do this one. We'll do this one if I could persuade the thing to work. Oh, come on. Everywhere but where I want it to go. Okay. Oh, nope. Back it down, buddy. It's not quite in the right spot. There we go. I have to admit, sometimes I do think it's easier to use the Tombow glue, because you can sort of slightly move it around when you get to that point. There it is. I feel like I haven't actually managed to score in the right place at all there. I really do feel like I haven't scored in the right place. That is bizarre. Oh, no. That's... Maybe I have. But equally, that's not sitting where I want it to sit. Okay, forget that. I'm going back to my Tombow. I really can't move my squares around in the same way as I would normally do. Okay, so this line here is where this one wants to sit on, and then that will give you the gap between them. And I can't remember why I decided I needed to score that line as well. Good on me. So potentially I could be just scoring an extra line that I really don't need. Because this should give us a 5mm gap between everything, the way that I've organised it. And I've just realised that I actually put this out and then I'm not using it. That's clever, isn't it? Oh, yes, that's this one. Okay, so let's pop that to there. There we go. Now I have sticky all over my hands, as per usual. Okay. Two. And two of those. And those ones. So you're just sort of alternating the pattern pretty much. So this one, we are going to go there. So this time you kind of want it so it sits up on the top line. I have really no idea why I scored that other line. That is beyond me. Anyway, you want to go about halfway. So if you're using this glue, you've got a little bit of time to play around with it. And that is looking pretty good. Yep. So then we can do the middle one. No, Heather, don't do that. Oh no, I do need to do that. Oh, thank goodness. Just panic for a moment there. So this one you are adding to this line that you have scored down on there. I get why I've scored that line. I still don't know why I scored the top line. And there we go. And then last two. There's that one and that one. And move it down so it sits on the line. Oh, goodness. Oh, wow, that one is still moving. The other one doesn't want to move at all. There we go. So the idea behind scoring is that you have actually got something to measure it up against, as it were, and then that way you're actually going to get nice, clean lines on it. Then what we're going to do is to get rid of those score lines, we're actually going to emboss it. So I grabbed out two different embossing folders because I couldn't decide which one I wanted to use. And I'm actually thinking I'm going to go with this one. Have you seen the difference in size between these, though? This is one of the new ones. And look at it. It takes a whole A5 sheet. Like, oh, hang on. Here. Oh, no, that's no good. A5. Look at that. I just think that's incredible. It's huge. Anyway, I'm not going to use it. So I'm going to use this one. We're going to go painted texture because I think that'll look really nice with the lavender. And I will just grab over my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Oh. Here we are. So when you're doing embossing with a big embossing folder like this, so this is one of the, what do you call it, the 3D embossing folders. So you now, with this, you need to take off any extra plates on the top of the Big Shot, and not Big Shot, Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and you're using this grey plate instead. And when you use one of these, you actually want to make sure that the spine is towards the machine as you put it through, because otherwise you could end up breaking the spine. So I'm just going to move that down a little bit. So the other thing is, when you're doing embossing, make sure that it doesn't come right to the very top, because you actually have a little section there that doesn't do anything. So if you shove it right up the top, all it's going to do is going to have a little blank section at the top of your work, and then the rest of it's going to be embossed. So just bring it down that little bit and sending it through. And take that out, that away, and just make sure that we're still looking good there. Let's see how it came out. So I'm just going to bring it up close and focus. That's pretty cool, actually. That's what it looks like on the back, by the way. And as you can see, the lines are not quite as prominent anymore. So I wonder whether it's actually better. I can still see my lines a little bit. So I wonder if it's actually better to use an embossing folder that has more pattern to it. Quite possibly that's what it needs. But I'm not unhappy with it. So yeah, I do like this effect of the painted texture. And now what we'll do, just gonna refocus there. So then what we can do is just add that onto there and onto there. And potentially I could leave it like that, or I could add a saying, which I probably will add a saying to it. So head on over to my blog and check it out. And what was the other thing I was going to have a little look at? I've forgotten what I was going to do now. It has gone. Okay, never mind. I will review my video and try and find out what it was that I was going to do as well. I'd had like a thought that occurred to me halfway through, and if I go back to that point, then maybe I'll find it. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me. I hope this Inchie equivalent for those with an A4 brain has helped you out. And that you have a go at it too and enjoy it. So thank you so much for joining me. Come and join me next week, and I'll see you then. Thanks. Bye.